Hello friends, welcome to Bindu Jadwal Chemistry Lessons. The topic that we take today is adsorption isotherms. If temperature is kept constant, the curves plotted between the amount of gas adsorbed on the surface of adsorbent and the corresponding pressure are known as adsorption isotherms. The X by M is the amount of gas adsorbed. Here M is the mass of adsorbent and X is the mass of adsorbate. And this is plotted against pressure at a constant temperature. So the graph will be called isotherm. Iso means same and therm means temperature. Now, adsorption is a reversible process. That is, desorption is also taking place simultaneously along with adsorption. So initially the rate of adsorption is more than the rate of desorption. So the net amount of gas adsorbed or the extent of adsorption goes on increasing with pressure. But a stage comes when the slots for adsorption are limited, most of the gas has adsorbed, then at that stage even whatever increase there may be in the pressure, but there is no increase in the extent of adsorption. At this stage the rate of adsorption is equal to the rate of desorption. So this stage is called saturated state in adsorption, and the pressure at which this saturation occurs is called saturation pressure. So this kind of graph plotted between extent of adsorption and pressure is called adsorption isotherm. There are two adsorption isotherms that are studied. One is Freundlich adsorption isotherm and the other is Langmuir adsorption isotherm. You also see that these are the adsorption isotherms plotted for different temperatures, that as there is a decrease in temperature, the extent of adsorption increases. So this graph shows adsorption isotherms for same gas at different constant temperatures. Now Freundlich observed the behavior of gas in terms of extent of adsorption with the pressure. When the pressure is very low, the graph is almost a straight line, showing that the extent of adsorption is directly proportional to pressure, or M is equal to K into pressure, Kp raised to power 1. At very high pressures, the extent of adsorption is not changing. That means that X by M is proportional to P raised to power 0, or it is independent of pressure, or X by M is constant, or X by M is equal to K into P raised to power 0. But in between intermediate pressures, X by M is not equal to K into P raised to power 1 or 0. Here the relation is X by M is equal to K into P raised to power 1 by M. Now taking log of this equation on both sides, we get log X by M is equal to log K plus 1 by N log P. Now this is a graph of straight line, equation of straight line. Y is equal to mx plus c. That means if you plot log X by M against log P, here you get a straight line. This, when extrapolated back, you get the intercept equal to log K, and the slope of this line is equal to 1 by N. Adsorption isobars. So for physical adsorption, you see that the extent of adsorption decreases with the rise in temperature. In chemical adsorption, the adsorption is initially shown to increase, and then later on it behaves like physical adsorption, and adsorption decreases with temperature. Why there is an initial increase in extent of adsorption with temperature? Because increased temperature provides the activation energy for chemical reaction to occur. The following observations are made. The extent of adsorption decreases with increase in temperature. The increase in surface of adsorbent promotes adsorption. The extent of adsorption increases with increase in concentration of adsorbent. And the extent of adsorption depends on the nature of adsorbent and adsorbate. Here also the extent of adsorption shows a proportionality relation, but instead of pressure we take concentration. So x by m is equal to k, a constant, into c raised to power 1 by n, or taking log you get the equation log x by m is equal to log k plus 1 by n log c. And if you plot x by m against c, you get a straight line. Extrapolated back, you get the intercept equal to log k and the slope of this line equal to 1 by n. Applications of adsorption. Adsorption can be used in a number of phenomena. For example, removal of coloring matter. Substances such as sugar, juice, vegetable oils, which are colored due to presence of impurities, can be made colorless by adsorbing the impurities with the help of charcoal. In gas masks also charcoal is put, which adsorbs the poisonous gases. Creation of noble gases. Activated coconut charcoal has capacity to adsorb noble gases present in a mixture at different temperatures. So this can be used to separate the noble gases. In dyeing of cloth, the cloth is coated with alum, which adsorbs the dye particles which otherwise does not stick to the cloth. In dehumidizers, heterogeneous catalysis. In ion exchange resins, organic polymer containing groups such as COOH, SO3H, NH2, these possess the property of selective adsorption of ions from the solution, and water can be softened using the process of adsorption. In chromatography, purify and separate the substances based upon the theory of selective adsorption. In adsorption indicators, many titrations, dyes such as eosine and fluorescein are used as adsorption indicators. These indicators are adsorbed by the precipitates more than the solutions. Qualitative analysis. Certain qualitative tests such as Lake test for the confirmation of aluminium ions are based upon adsorption. For example, aluminium hydroxide has capacity to adsorb blue color of the litmus solution. Then in creating high vacuum, adsorption process is used. First, vacuum pumps take out the air, but later on charcoal removes last traces of air by adsorption to achieve a very high vacuum. In froth flotation process also, the sulfide ores adsorb the oil particles, get lightened up and rise to the top of the solution in form of froth, whereas the gangue particles are left behind.